You've walked through moments where nothing made sense. Pathways that twisted, situations that fell apart without warning, seasons where you didn't know which direction to choose. Yet somehow, each time, you ended up exactly where you were meant to be. Not because you calculated your way through life, not because you always felt confident, and not because circumstances were kind to you, but because something inside you refused to let you drift off your true path. Your spirit has been guiding you long before you learned to recognize its voice. Every time you felt an unexplained pull toward a place, a person, or a decision that was your spirit leading. Every moment you left something that suddenly felt wrong, that was your spirit protecting you. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you questioned your worth, even when your heart was tired and your mind was overwhelmed, your inner being kept moving with a quiet certainty that didn't match your outward confusion. It's why you survived storms that should have broken you, why you found light in places that looked hopeless, why you kept rising even after situations tried to drain you. Deep down, you've always known there was more to your journey than logic could explain. Because your spirit carries a map older than your fears, and even in the darkest moments, it knows the way. When people talk about intuition or inner guidance, they often imagine it as a soft whisper or a gentle feeling. But for someone like you, it's deeper, older, far more precise. Your spirit isn't a voice. It's a navigation system woven from memory, purpose, and the wisdom you carried into this lifetime. Your body moves through the world, your mind analyzes what it sees, your heart reacts to what it feels, but your spirit is the one charting the path beneath it all. It senses opportunities long before they appear in the physical world. It detects danger before it has a face. It knows when a chapter has ended even if you're still trying to hold on. It recognizes people before they speak, and it reads rooms before you understand why you feel a certain way. Spirit knowing is not thought. It is not emotion. It is the deepest version of awareness, the part of you that sees without eyes and moves without being pushed. And this is why your life has followed patterns your logic couldn't understand at the time. The jobs you left suddenly, the friendships you outgrew quietly, the relationships that ended right before they could derail your soul. These weren't mistakes or coincidences. They were course corrections. Your spirit has always been one step ahead, guiding you through a map your human self still hasn't fully seen. To say your spirit knows the way isn't a metaphor. It's your truth, and the foundation of every awakening to come. You've had seasons where everything felt like it was falling apart, not slowly, but all at once. Paths that should have worked crumbled. Plans you trusted dissolved. People you counted on disappeared without explanation. And still, somehow, you survived every moment that was designed to break you. What you called chaos was actually alignment. What you called loss was redirection. What you called rejection was protection. You didn't survive because you were always strong. You survived because your spirit refused to let you settle in places that dimmed your light. Every detour that confused you at the time was a deliberate turn away from something that didn't belong to your destiny. While your mind panicked and your heart questioned everything, your spirit kept pulling you forward, steering you toward experiences that would expand you rather than drain you. Think about the moments where you almost stayed somewhere too small, too heavy, too limiting. Something pushed you out, a sudden shift, a moment of clarity, a disruption that felt painful but necessary. That wasn't coincidence. That was your spirit pulling you away from futures that weren't meant for you. Even the situations that broke you were part of the map. Pain wasn't the end, it was the correction. Confusion wasn't punishment, it was rerouting. Every detour you survived was your spirit guiding you toward a version of yourself you weren't ready to meet yet. You didn't just make it through the storm. Your spirit led you through it. There have been moments when you made a choice without knowing why, leaving a place suddenly, trusting someone instantly, or walking away from an opportunity that looked perfect on paper. At the time, you couldn't explain it. It didn't make sense logically. But something inside you reacted before your mind could catch up. That something wasn't impulse. It was guidance. Type 555 and click Super Thanks to sow your $50 transformation seed. Your spirit has been speaking to you in a language older than thought. The tightening in your chest when something isn't right, the warmth you feel when a path is meant for you, the sudden urge to move, to pause, to shift, to step back. Those weren't emotional swings. They were energetic signals. Your spirit has always been scanning the unseen, sensing intentions, reading environments, detecting misalignments long before they surface physically. Think of every moment you avoided trouble without knowing the danger, every time you entered a room and immediately felt the truth behind the atmosphere, every decision you made purely because it felt right. Those weren't coincidences. They were moments when your spirit stepped forward because your mind didn't yet have the clarity to lead. You've been protected from relationships that would have drained you, paths that would have trapped you, and cycles that would have delayed your growth. Guidance didn't present itself as a voice. It presented itself as a pull, a feeling, an inner shift. Your spirit has never misled you. It has only spoken in a way subtle enough for the awakened to hear. You've experienced moments that most people would dismiss as coincidence, yet they happened too precisely, too meaningfully, too synchronistically to be random. Perfect timing has followed you your entire life, doors opening the second you were ready, opportunities appearing exactly when you needed them, people showing up at the exact moment your spirit called for guidance or protection. These weren't lucky breaks. They were alignments orchestrated by something far deeper than chance. There were days when everything went wrong until one small shift led you to the right place, the right message, the right awakening. There were nights when you felt lost, only to have a sign appear, a sentence, a dream, a number, a sudden clarity, guiding you back to center. These signs didn't just comfort you, they repositioned you. Think of every time you narrowly avoided a situation that could have harmed you. The missed turn, the sudden hesitation, the unexpected delay. These interruptions weren't accidents. They were invisible hands adjusting your course. Your spirit has been arranging connections and endings, lessons and escapes, beginnings and closures, all with a precision your mind couldn't understand at the time. What others call random blessings, you now see as spiritual architecture, intentional, timed, protective. You haven't been walking through life alone. Your spirit has been guiding every step, leaving breadcrumbs only your heart could recognize. Across every spiritual tradition, every ancient culture, every mystic lineage, there is a description of a certain kind of soul, one who is not led by logic or circumstance, but by an inner compass that never stops pointing toward purpose. Names change across languages, but the meaning stays the same. In some traditions, they're called the guided ones, individuals whose steps seem protected, whose timing feels orchestrated. In others, they're known as the protected, souls who survive storms that would have broken anyone else. Mystic texts speak of the called, those who feel a pull they can't explain, a direction their mind doesn't fully understand but their heart recognizes instantly. And in ancient tribes, they were known as pathfinders, people who walk ahead, carving a road others eventually follow, even without knowing they are leading. These descriptions are not symbolic. They are profiles, patterns seen throughout history in individuals whose spirits operate on a higher frequency. These souls move differently, sense differently, choose differently. Their lives don't unfold randomly, they unfold with design. When spiritual scholars compare these archetypes, they all land on a single truth. You belong to this lineage. Not because you tried to be special, but because your spirit has always walked with a clarity your mind is only now beginning to understand. Type 222 and click Join to enter the circle of the chosen ones. You've had moments where fear felt louder than anything else, when your mind spiraled, your heart tightened, and every scenario you imagined pointed toward loss, failure, or danger. Yet somehow, even in those seasons, something inside you kept moving. Something kept whispering, "Keep going, this isn't the end." That something wasn't your courage. It wasn't your confidence. It wasn't your logic. It was your spirit. Fear lives in the mind, a survival mechanism shaped by past wounds and imagined futures. Trauma settles in the body, tightening your breath, contracting your chest, making everything feel heavier than it is. But your spirit is untouched by both. It carries memory from before this lifetime, wisdom older than your identity, strength that doesn't come from what you've been through but from what you are. This is why fear collapses the moment purpose rises. This is why your spirit refuses to let you stay in places you've outgrown. This is why your intuition gets louder when you're standing at a threshold meant to elevate you. Fear can slow you, but it cannot stop you. It can cloud your mind, but it cannot dim your inner knowing. And every time you felt yourself breaking, your spirit was already reaching forward to the next step, pulling you through the darkness toward a path your fears couldn't see. Your fear remembers pain, but your spirit remembers destiny. And destiny always wins. There were chapters in your life where you felt completely lost, not knowing what choice to make, what direction to take, or who you were becoming. You thought something was wrong with you. You thought you were failing. But the truth is far gentler, far deeper. You were never lost, you were being prepared. Your spirit knew the destination long before your mind could comprehend it. But preparation doesn't feel like clarity. It feels like pressure. It feels like confusion. It feels like standing at the edge of something you can sense but can't explain. You weren't off track during those moments. You were being positioned. Every delay, every detour, every pause was shaping you for a path you didn't yet have the strength or the awareness to walk. Think of the relationships that ended before you understood why. The dreams that shifted direction without warning. The opportunities that slipped away only to reveal better ones later. None of that meant you were lost. It meant the timing wasn't aligned. Your spirit doesn't rush into unprepared environment. It waits until your heart is steady enough, your intuition sharp enough, and your energy strong enough to carry the weight of the next level. What felt like stagnation was growth. What felt like emptiness was clearing. What felt like delay was protection. You weren't wandering. You were being readied. And now, the path that once felt blurry is beginning to reveal itself, not because the world changed, but because you did. There's a pull inside you, subtle, persistent, impossible to ignore. It doesn't shout. It doesn't argue. It simply moves you. Sometimes it tells you to slow down. Sometimes it urges you to leave. Sometimes it pushes you towards something that makes no sense logically, but feels unmistakably right. That pull is not imagination. It is not anxiety. It is not overthinking. It is your spirit speaking in its purest form. This inner pull is older than your memories and wiser than your mind. It comes from a place that sees beyond the moment, a part of you that recognizes alignment before you do. Every time you felt drawn toward a new chapter without knowing why. Every time a person suddenly felt wrong without explanation. Every time you sensed something shifting before anything happened, that was your spirit guiding you through the unseen currents of your destiny. Your mind questions, your heart feels, but your spirit knows. That's why the pull doesn't wait for perfect logic. It moves when the energy moves. You've felt this pull during endings you didn't want, beginnings you weren't ready for, and crossroads where nothing made sense. Yet every time you followed it, your life improved in ways you couldn't predict. And every time you ignored it, the lesson returned louder. This pull is the navigation system of your soul, the compass designed to keep you on the path meant only for you. It doesn't push you for no reason. It moves you because something ahead is calling your name. Your spirit is not limited to what your eyes have seen, what your mind has learned, or what your heart has felt. It operates from a memory far older than your current identity. Before you took your first breath, before you formed your first thought, before life introduced you to joy and pain, your spirit carried knowledge accumulated across lifetimes, experiences, realms, and lessons that shaped the core of who you are. That's why you recognize people you've never met. Why certain places feel familiar without explanation. Why you sense danger before it appears. Why your intuition triggers moments before your logic understands what's happening. Your spirit remembers what your mind has forgotten. It has walked through endings and beginnings long before this lifetime, and it brings those lessons forward as instinct, clarity, or sudden knowing. This is why your deepest wisdom feels natural, not learned, because it is. It belongs to you the way breath belongs to the body. Every time you felt guided toward someone who changed your path, every time you felt pushed away from something that wasn't meant for you, every time you trusted a decision that made no sense but turned out perfectly, that wasn't coincidence. It was recognition. Your spirit recognized what your human self could not yet see. You are not moving blindly through life. You're following a map your soul drew long before you arrive. And that is why your spirit always knows more than you. Your spirit isn't just guiding you anymore, it's awakening. What once felt like gentle whispers is becoming a clear, undeniable pull. The timing is not random. Every shift in your life, every ending, every sudden beginning, every person who left, every person who arrived, all of it created the exact conditions for your spirit to rise into its next phase. You can feel it. Your intuition is sharper. Your decisions come faster. Your clarity hits deeper. Your energy feels heavier, older, wiser. This is what happens when a spirit steps into alignment with its mission. Something inside you is preparing, almost reorganizing itself, for a purpose larger than your past, larger than your fears, larger than your previous identity. You're no longer reacting to life. You're being positioned by destiny. and the universe is rearranging the people, paths, and opportunities around you to match the frequency you're becoming. Old timelines are closing. Energetic contracts are completing. You're outgrowing environments that once felt comfortable because your spirit is pulling you towards something your mind has not yet fully seen. All the confusion you carried before? It's dissolving now. All the hesitation you felt before? It's fading. Because your mission is no longer dormant, it is activating. This is why you feel both excitement and pressure, peace and urgency, clarity and mystery at the same time. It's the combination only awakened souls experience when the path ahead is opening. Your spirit knows the way, yes, but now it's no longer just guiding. It's calling. Now that your spirit is fully stepping forward, the world around you will begin responding in ways that feel impossible to ignore. The first thing you'll notice is clarity. Not the kind that comes from thinking harder, but the kind that arrives instantly, like a light turning on in a dark room. Problems that confused you for months will suddenly make sense. Choices that felt heavy will feel effortless. Your spirit has taken the wheel, and clarity is its language. You will also feel intuitive acceleration. Decisions you used to overthink will now rise within you as knowing. You'll just feel what's right, and that feeling will be precise. This is not impulsiveness. It is alignment. Next comes manifestation speed. What once took months may unfold within days. Synchronicities will stack on top of each other. People will appear at perfect timing. Opportunities will click into place without force. When your spirit leads, reality rearranges. Your inner world will become louder too. You'll notice sudden urges to rest, to move, to distance, to begin, and following these urges will unlock doors you didn't know existed. Your spirit communicates through impulses, not explanations. And finally, you'll experience moments of being in the exact right place at the exact right time. These aren't coincidences. They are signs of path convergence. Proof that your spirit is aligning you with destiny itself. Everything is beginning to respond to you now. You are entering a phase of guided momentum. Your spirit isn't just knowing the way, it's revealing it. You'll know your spirit is leading when you begin outgrowing things at a speed that surprises even you. Environments that once felt comfortable will suddenly feel too small. Conversations that used to interest you will feel shallow. People who once influenced you will no longer have the same effect. This isn't rejection, it's elevation. Your spirit expands faster than your surroundings, and everything not aligned begins to fall away. You'll also sense people instantly, not through judgment but through recognition. You'll feel who carries truth, who carries heaviness, who carries distraction, and who carries purpose. Your spirit reads energy long before your mind forms thought. This is why you often just know who to trust, who to avoid, or who won't stay long. Another confirmation. You feel when something is ending even before it visibly collapses. Jobs, friendships, chapters, you sense the shift in the field. Others call it intuition. Your spirit calls it preparation. You will notice moments where your body reacts before your brain. A sudden tightness when something is wrong. A pull forward when something is right. A calmness in situations that should worry you. A restlessness in situations that should comfort you. These instincts aren't random, they are ancient. And the strongest confirmation of all. You feel guided even when you don't feel ready. You move even when you don't know the full plan. You trust even when the path is invisible. This is the signature of a spirit-led life. Your knowing becomes louder than your fear. Now that your spirit is leading, the way you move must change. You can't live like someone who's guessing. You have to live like someone who's guided. The first rule is simple: trust the pull. When your spirit nudges you, don't overthink it. Don't argue with it. Don't ask for a map. Spirit-led paths never reveal the whole road. They reveal the next step, and that step is always enough. Second, protect your silence. Spirit speaks in whispers, not noise. When your environment is loud, you lose alignment. When you create space, you hear guidance. Silence isn't emptiness, it's instruction. Third, avoid what feels heavy. Your body reacts before your logic. If a place drains you, leave. If a person disturbs your peace, distance yourself. If a situation tightens your chest, it's not for you. Your spirit uses discomfort as a compass. Fourth, move with intention. Speak slowly, act deliberately, choose consciously. Spirit-led beings don't walk randomly. They walk purposefully, even when the purpose isn't fully known yet. Finally, stay open. Your spirit is unlocking new levels, new people, new alignment. Don't cling to old chapters out of habit. Release with grace so you can rise without weight. You're no longer moving through life. Life is moving around you. The truth you've been circling your entire life is finally here. You were never meant to follow the path. The path was meant to follow you. Every moment you thought you were lost, you were actually being positioned. Every delay was protection. Every misdirection was redirection. Every closed door was an act of guidance pushing you toward the one door that only your spirit could unlock. You were never wandering. You were being shaped. Your spirit didn't learn the way. It remembers it. It carries maps you've never seen, wisdom you've never studied, courage you've never asked for. That's why you feel calm right before big shift. That's why you sense endings before they happen. That's why your soul whispers, go, even when nothing makes sense yet. And now, something even deeper is unfolding. Your spirit is aligning the road ahead. People will arrive at the exact second you need them. Synchronicities will stack. Opportunities will form from thin air. Paths will open the moment you step toward them. Because you're not walking alone, you're walking with the part of you that was created for this moment. Your mind questions. Your heart feels. But your spirit knows. And now, it's taking you exactly where destiny has been waiting.